Hello, thank you for joining us today on our instructional video on how to program the Intuicom RTK Bridge C with Verizon. Once you've received your RTK Bridge and connected it up to your computer, start the software Intuicom RTK Bridge Pro. This is how we're going to configure and activate our RTK Bridge. First step will be to select your COM port. In this case we're using COM 1. And then you'll click Connect. This will connect the software to the RTK Bridge. We'll get some information here in the live status mode about the current status of the RTK Bridge. Then go to Config mode to put the RTK Bridge into setup mode and be able to activate the RTK Bridge. As the RTK Bridge goes into setup, we'll get some information down here. The first step with the new RTK Bridge is go to the Connections tab. Here's where we're going to activate the RTK Bridge. If you go to Modem Status, we'll pull up some information about the RTK Bridge. Call Verizon with that ESN number to get your service started. Once that has been started, generally takes between 30 minutes to an hour, they will let you know that it has been started. Come back to the RTK Bridge, click Modem Status, and then we can click Activate Modem. This process takes 3 minutes while the RTK Bridge will contact Verizon and actually activate on the Verizon network. We'll start that now. Okay, we've just got a few seconds left here in that activation process, and it should let us know that there was a successful attempt to activate the RTK Bridge. Once that's been done, we'll go to the Profile tab to put in the information about our network. The Profile tab allows us to program the RTK Bridge with the information to connect to our RTK network. The different options we have here are the connection mode. This allows us to select a raw TCP/IP port, NTRP 1.0, which is the most common, an IBSS, or NTRP 2.0. We'll leave it at NTRP 1.0 for now. The server host name is the IP address or host name of your network. The port number is the port that you are connecting to. The mount point name refers to the correction type that you will be accessing. This is case sensitive and must be put in exactly as you get it from the network. You also have under authentication the username and password. These also must be put in exactly as you get them from the network. The P2 baud rate refers to the speed of the data port on the RTK Bridge is communicating to your GPS receiver. These must match for proper communication. The default is 38,400, which is the most commonly used. Under positioning, we can set the behavior of the RTK Bridge in reference to the GPS. Set to internal real-time, the RTK Bridge will use its internal GPS receiver to generate a GGA string to send to the network. Set to static, you can put in a static latitude and longitude, and that will send that GGA position to the network. You can also set it for P2 port if your GPS receiver can output a NEMA string to the RTK Bridge. The RTK Bridge will then send that position to the network. You can also disable it if your GPS network doesn't require a GGA string. We'll leave it at internal for now. The RTK Bridge comes with 4 available profiles. You can put different mount points, host names, server ports, username, password, and positioning status in each profile. This allows you to change these settings in the field without a computer by using the Profile Select button. Profile 4 default is set up to link to Intuicom's server with a static GPS position. This allows you to test the RTK Bridge and make sure that it is connecting. You can also set the active profile. This is the default profile that the RTK Bridge will connect to when booting up. Once you've made all of your changes, you can go up to Apply Config to send these settings to the RTK bridge. You must click Apply Config for these settings to appear in your RTK bridge. Once that's completed, we have a couple more steps here. We can go to Document Config to create a text file of your settings for later reference. You can also go to File, Save Configuration to save a radio file of these settings. You can then go under File and load this configuration, either to reprogram this RTK bridge or to program these same network settings into a different RTK bridge. Once you're all done here and have applied the settings that you want, you can go to Status Mode to reboot the RTK bridge and put it into normal operation mode. As the RTK bridge powers up, we'll get some information about the status of the RTK bridge in the Live Status section. We can correlate this to the LEDs on the front of the RTK bridge. The GPS correlates to the GPS LED. Internal lets us know we're using the internal GPS, and tracking lets us know that that GPS is tracking. The modem signal refers to the signal light on the front of the RTK bridge, in this case a minus 93 dBm. The modem connection refers to the MDM light, lets us know that we are connected to Verizon and that we are connected onto the internet. The server connection refers to the server LED, lets us know that we are connected to our N-trip server, and the TX data flow lets us know that we are getting an RTK correction and that the RTK bridge is broadcasting that out the data port and the internal radio. We also have the GPS string, so we can see the GGA string that the RTK bridge is sending to the network. This RTK bridge is now programmed and ready to be installed into your application. If you have any further questions or need any other support, please call Intuicom at 303-449-4330. Thank you and have a great day.